As new real estate investors, you are likely to be familiar with the buying and selling of a property. But what about the closing process at a title company or closing attorney? There are several important steps in the process of the closing. The title company plays an important role in making sure that the transaction was successfully completed. The title company acts as an impartial third party to make sure that all parties fulfill the obligation and the transaction was successfully completed. I'm Havan Lee at Real Estate Supermoms. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the 7th step of the closing process. This may not be the most fun topic, but so important. Without a closing, you won't be able to buy or sell a property. If you're new to this channel, please consider subscribing. And if you've been following me, thank you so much for doing that. Assuming that you already identify a property that you want to buy and you and the seller already agree on the price, now it's time to write that contract. Depending on the state that you are doing business in, reach out to your title company or the real estate agent who helped you put in this together, or a knowledgeable real estate investor that you are working with, or join a group like Real Estate Supermoms where we provide support to one another. In general, a contract will include the name of the buyer and the seller. Make sure there's the legal name and not the stage name. The property address, the legal description, which you can find on the tax record in most states. The selling price, the closing day, the financial term, and any other terms that you and the seller already agree upon. You can print it out and have the seller and the buyer to sign on it, or you can send it for electronic signature. I typically prefer e-signing or electronic signature because once all the parties sign, then everybody get a copy of it. It's a whole lot less messy than paper. But hey, some older folks still like pen and paper, just like the feeling of holding hard cold cash in their hand. Once you have the signed contract in hand, the next step is to open escrow or open title, meaning that you will send that contract to your title company to open escrow. If you are the buyer, you will need to provide the earnest money deposit to the escrow company. During the escrow period, you will want to perform your due diligence, which may include a thorough inspection of the property, review the title report or title commitment, and an analysis of the local market or the rent rate to confirm that this is still a very good investment before you close. And if there are any potential risk or issue to be addressed before the closing. We have been in business for a good amount of time and gained a great amount of knowledge, so we bypass the whole inspection process. But if you're just starting out, I don't recommend you to do that, or if your home buying model is virtual. Look out for my future video on a virtual home buying model. Step number 3, title search and title insurance. As an investor, it is critical to ensure that the property title is clear and free of any liens, claims, or encumbrance that could affect your investment. Therefore, you will want to work closely with an experienced title company who have great reputation to obtain a title policy. The title policy will protect you from any future legal claim against your investment, such as previous owner unpaid taxes or a dispute on ownership claim. I recall one of the properties that we were purchasing, and there were 5 heirs. Everyone was in the agreement to sell, so it was like, yay, it's gonna be a smooth closing. But one of the heirs has a huge credit debt claim against him and the property, and that amount was bigger than his proceeds by the time you split the sale among all the heirs. So the other 4 heirs want nothing to do with it. It's not their doing, and we couldn't close with clear title. Thankfully, we work with some of the top title companies, so they were able to help us navigate to that process and remove the lien on the property and only attach that lien to that one heir and allow him to make the payment over time. So we were able to close successfully and everybody was happy. Hit that like if you haven't done so. I'd love to know if you want me to continue putting out more content like this. Step number 4 is to obtain funding. Money, money! Simultaneously, along with obtaining a clear title, if you're purchasing your property with a loan, you want to submit the required documents to your lender right away because this process can take some time. The lender might have to send out an appraiser, and that could take 7 days or more. Once the appraiser come out and take a look at the property to provide an assessed value, that may take them 3+ days to submit their report back to your lender. After the lender receives the appraisal report and everything satisfied to the loan requirement, they will then have to send the lender package to the title company to prepare the closing documents. As I warned you earlier, moms, this process may not be all that fun, but you are so close. Stay with me. In addition to review the documents for accuracy, you want to make sure that the loan terms and the title policy are in line with your investment goal. For example, you may want to negotiate for lower interest or add an additional coverage to your title policy. Number 6 is funding and recording. As investors, you may be using financing to purchase your investment property, or you may be paying in cash. Either way, you want to make sure that the funds are available and will be funded in time for closing. Step number 7 is pause the comment. Let me know that you got the closing done. In summary, the real estate closing process at a title company or a closing attorney for a real estate investor can be a little bit more complex because of our uniqueness of our investment goals and investment strategies. By working closely with your real estate agent, your lender, your closing attorney, or title company, you can navigate to the closing process with ease and ensure that your investment is protected. I hope this video have given you a very good overview of the closing process. Now, let's get that deal closed. See you next time.